It's human nature to want to find love, and with technology, that nature can be facilitated. While dating apps might be the way to meet people today, there was a time when the concept was totally unheard of. However, there's always someone that has the idea that changes everything, and in this video we're going to be taking you along the journey of how 3 guys looking for Valentine's dates accidentally invented YouTube. And let's just say this journey is nothing like you'd think it was.
And we just want to say thank you. Today we have some exciting news for you.
So let's jump right into it. Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim are 3 names that you probably haven't heard of. However, these 3 men single-handedly changed the way the internet works. In the early 2000s, there wasn't a lot that you could really do on the internet. Nothing major that would matter anyway, but it was also a time when each year would bring in revolutionary changes. There were just a couple of major names that were dominating the overall internet space, and eBay and PayPal were 2 of them. In 2002, eBay acquired PayPal after a pretty destructive rivalry that pretty much forced PayPal's founders to give it up. Soon after, it was clear that all PayPal cared about was monetizing every aspect of their websites. The people working for them were just names on a sheet. It was all about the money. Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim were working at PayPal while things deteriorated to this level. They were frustrated because they were working extremely hard, 80 to 90 hours a week, but still weren't really valued at the company. It was clear that something had to change, and they couldn't really rely on the giant to change, so they knew it had to be them. The 3 would often talk about ventures that they could take on together, but the timing just wouldn't match up. Eventually, Steve was the only one of the 3 still left at the company, while Chad and Jawed went on to pursue other things. Steve was part of the team that was responsible for launching PayPal in China. Once that was done, he realized that it was going to be very hard to find something that was going to be more challenging than what he had just accomplished. But he wanted to do more. So he decided to leave the corporate giant behind and move on to bigger, better things. One of the first major moves he made was working for Facebook. He saw firsthand how a company could go from being just another venture to something the world used to communicate with each other. Seeing the magic of success just fueled his dreams even more. At that point, he was certain that while working for these giant companies was great and safe, he was destined to do something on his own. Steve wanted to start his own company, and it was finally time to do it. Steve reached out to the 2 men he knew he worked the best with, and together they began brainstorming ideas. The main thing the men wanted to work on was to create a website where they could take a real-life problem and provide solutions that could be enhanced through technology. They came up with lots of different ideas, but nothing was monumental enough that would make people flock to the website, and a flock was exactly what they needed. Flocks get companies off the ground. So it was clear they needed a problem to solve. And what's a bigger problem in the world than finding love? Dating websites were very new at the time, but even then, many people had found love through them. But there was still room for some improvement. The next question they had to answer was how can they make the online dating model better? They landed on videos. One of the major issues people have always had with online dating is catfishing. It's very hard to tell if a person is who they say they are. How much can you really tell about a person by looking at a couple of pictures? Not really that much. But videos? That's where things really get interesting. Videos show you the person interacting with their surroundings, and you can really gauge their body language if you'd be a good match for them. At least enough to let you know if you should give it a shot or not. And thus came YouTube. YouTube started off as a tube where you could upload videos about yourself talking about your ideal partners. Other people, also searching for their perfect match, could just view the videos, and if they felt like they would do well together, they can reach out. Sounds like the perfect plan, right? Well, the founders thought so. So on February 14th, 2005, Valentine's Day, they launched YouTube and thought that they'd be able to find dates themselves and help the entire world do the same. It was a great idea, but they forgot about one tiny little thing. The people that weren't really confident enough to approach people in real life, and because of it didn't have dates for Valentine's Day, wouldn't really be ballsy enough to put themselves out there with a looking for love video. So despite the big launch, there were no turnouts. No videos on the platform, nothing to show for the website. Things got so bad that the co-founders even tried to pay people on Craigslist $20 to make the videos, and there were still no takers. This is a classic example of the fact that you can have a great idea and put everything in place for it to succeed and still fail to make it. The thing is, this mistake was expensive, so they needed to do something fast so they wouldn't end up with a massive failure on their hands. When something like this happens, there's only one thing you can do. In situations like this, it's important to figure out what you can do that would get you the monetary gains you were after and get them as fast as possible. At this point, they decided to keep the people uploading videos part, but let go of the for love part. They just wanted the flock to make its way over, and being open for all was the only way to do it. Even then, there's that little roadblock of the first video. No one really wants to be the only one to put themselves out there. But they found a solution for that too. One of the co-founders, Jawed Karim, decided that he would make history and be the one to do the virtual groundbreaking. On the 24th of April 2005, Jawed uploaded a video titled "Me at the Zoo." It was a simple video of Jawed at the zoo, just like the title had suggested. It was just a random shot in the dark. They just wanted the site to not be empty anymore. But it still triggered the start of one of the biggest companies in the world. Soon after Jawed's video, people started uploading their own. They were nothing like the original video dating site idea they wanted it to be, but it was somehow 100 times more authentic. Just like Jawed's average, totally normal day at the zoo, people started uploading their everyday life videos, them doing random, silly things, their pets, everything they thought was fun enough to upload. That was super interesting, but it also came with a problem. This is the mid-2000s we're talking about. There's no high-speed internet, and a video sharing site was the first of its kind. With the flock finally making its way over, the co-founders ran into the problem that they simply didn't have enough bandwidth to support all of the videos. Keep in mind, this was before YouTube was able to get any type of monetization going, so Steve was literally just charging everything to his own credit card. Until his debt climbed all the way up to $25,000 in the mid-2000s economy, and the bank straight up cut him off. It was a panicky situation. They were finally getting people to upload, but they still needed more time before they could make money from the platform. With thousands of dollars in debt, they needed to at least hold on long enough that they'd at least break even on their investment. Luckily, things just lined up for them. Because of their history at PayPal, they were able to get in touch with the former CFO of the firm, Roloff Botha, and since he was then a partner at Sequoia, one of the biggest investment firms in the US, he streamlined funding for the company after using the website himself to post his wedding video. It was like the stars aligned. The co-founders of YouTube had to put in a lot of hard work to prepare the pitch to get the funding approved, but eventually they got it. And while there were many other challenges awaiting them in the world post-funding, they found a way to fight through it all. After years of intense work, 3 men simply looking for Valentine's dates invented the video giant that we today know as the mighty YouTube. On that note, we'll wrap up today's video. What did you think about the crazy story of YouTube's invention? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. We'll see you in the next one.